This is IGN. It's time for another IGN award winner. In this episode, we find out who took home the award for 2024's Best Comic Book Series or Original Graphic Novel. We'll be announcing winners throughout the week, and it all culminates in a live stream on Friday, December 20th, where we will unveil IGN's Game of the Year. Be sure to check back every day for all of the winners. The IGN Awards were voted for by our content team, who are responsible for making everything you read and watch on IGN's many channels. As always, we also want to hear what you loved in 2024, so be sure to vote in our polls and make your voice heard at IGN.com. We'll find out our runners-up for the Best Comic Book Series or Original Graphic Novel in moments, but first, our winner for the Best Nintendo Game was announced Tuesday, and really comes as no surprise. While there were a lot of great Switch games this year, in the end, it's tough to beat our winner, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Echoes of Wisdom marks a lot of exciting firsts for the series. It's the first new top-down Zelda game on Switch, the first time a Zelda game is played largely without a sword, and most importantly, it's the first time Princess Zelda is the playable character in a mainline entry. Let us know what your pick is for the Best Switch Game of the Year, and be sure to check out all of the other categories for the 2024 IGN Awards at IGN.com. Now to our winner for the year's Best Comic Book Series or Original Graphic Novel. 2024 was truly an excellent year for the comic book industry. Whether you prefer epic superhero titles from the big two, groundbreaking new stories from smaller publishers, or massive graphic novels you can really sink your teeth into, there was definitely something for everyone this year. These nominees represent the comics that stuck with us long after reading, and they definitely belong in your reading pile too. Here were our runners-up. First, Death Strikes, the Emperor of Atlantis. There's a particularly fascinating backstory to this release from Dark Horse's Burger Books imprint. It's based on a suppressed World War II-era opera by two prisoners at the Terezin concentration camp in Czechoslovakia. Death Strikes tells the story of a fictional Atlantis locked in perpetual war by its buffoonish emperor. Disillusioned, Death goes on strike, meaning no one in this endless war can die anymore. That leaves the spirit of life with no choice but to inspire others to live and love again. Death Strikes is a story both hilarious and heartbreaking in equal measure. In light of its tragic backstory, the book is a critical reminder of the power of art to uplift and inspire in our darkest moments. Next up, Somna. Whatever your opinion on Distillery's slightly unusual digital publishing strategy, there's no denying the publisher has cultivated a truly killer lineup of creators over the past few years. Where else can you read a series written and illustrated by superstars Becky Cloonan and Tula Lotay? Somna will definitely appeal to fans of Robert Eggers' The Witch, as it's a story that combines elements of supernatural horror, erotica, and real-world history in a puritanical early American setting. Were we to give out an award for the most visually impressive comic of 2024, Somna would be the series to beat. The book balances Cloonan and Lotay's respective styles beautifully, drawing stark contrast between Ingrid's bleak waking life and her sensual nightly hallucinations. Our final runner-up, Transformers. The Transformers franchise has always had a pretty solid pedigree in the comic book arena, dating back to the original Marvel comics from the 1980s. However, nothing could have prepared us for just how excellent Skybound's Transformers would be. Transformers reboots the franchise as part of Skybound's ongoing Energon universe, which unites Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Void Rivals. But it does so in a way that harkens back to the classic G1 comics and the beloved animated series. This is the best the franchise has been in a long time, regardless of medium. And the winner for IGN's Best Comic Book Series or Original Graphic Novel of 2024, The Ultimates. There's an argument to be made for including each of Marvel's current Ultimate comics on this list. The new line really is the best thing Marvel published in 2024, putting fresh spins on old favorites like Spider-Man and Black Panther. That said, no series has done more to realize the wide-open potential of this new universe than Dennis Camp and Juan Frigeri's The Ultimates. In this series, the clock is ticking down until the return of the Maker, the evil Reed Richards from the original Ultimate Universe. With 2 years until Doomsday arrives, a teenage Tony Stark and a very different version of Doctor Doom set about assembling a team of heroes capable of resisting the Maker's counsel and freeing the world from their powerful grip. No current superhero series speaks to the state of the world in 2024 quite like The Ultimates. It's a story about resistance in an age of disinformation and autocracy. It reinvents some of Marvel's most iconic heroes in often radical ways. It's an incredibly exciting read, month after month, and that's what makes The Ultimates IGN's pick for the best comic book series of 2024. Thanks for listening to this IGN Awards special. Remember, you can find the entire list of nominees at IGN.com. Throughout the week, we'll announce the winners, culminating in a live stream on Friday, December 20th, where we'll unveil IGN's Game of the Year. Be sure to check back every day for all the winners. My name is Tony Jackson, and if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console, and subscribe to our weekly podcast through the podcast service of your choice.
Spoken Layer.